There are worlds hidden just beneath our own. They operate on different rules, they use different currencies. The primary currency is not money, it is power. Power so absolute it renders laws almost irrelevant. These are untouchable empires, criminal syndicates embedded in global society, beyond the reach of police or armies. They don't just break the law, they exist where the law no longer seems to apply. It's a strange, unsettling thought. They are not simple street gangs, they are not local mafias, they are multinational corporations of crime. Their CEOs are figures of myth and legend, men who command billion-dollar fortunes from the shadows. What makes someone untouchable? But it goes further. What makes someone untouchable? The name Frank Lucas is infamous. It brings to mind images of the 1970s Harlem drug trade, blue magic heroin, and a criminal empire built on audacious logistics. But that empire, for all its notoriety, was a product of its time. Today his son, Frank Lucas Jr., has inherited the family business, but he has transformed it into something his father could scarcely have imagined. He is not a gangster you would see on a street corner, he is a ghost in the machine, a CEO of a sprawling digital underworld that operates with the efficiency of a Silicon Valley tech giant. His product is still narcotics, but his methods are entirely new. Lucas Jr. understood that the greatest risk in his father's business was its physical nature. He set about digitizing every aspect of the operation. He established a global network of dark web marketplaces and cryptocurrency exchanges. They are ordered online, paid for with untraceable Monero, and delivered to a network of domestic distributors through couriers who often have no idea what they are transporting. It is Amazon, but for poison. His genius, if you can call it that, lies in decentralization. There is no single warehouse to raid, no single kingpin to arrest in a dramatic takedown. The empire is a hydra. If one dark website is shut down by the FBI, two more appear, their user data and vendor list having already been migrated. His employees are not loyal soldiers in a gang, they are simply contractors in a gig economy of crime, managed through encrypted messages, and paid in digital currency. Frank Lucas Jr.'s empire, and others like it, does not survive on technological savvy alone. It stands on three powerful pillars that anchor it firmly in the legitimate world, making it almost impossible to topple. The first pillar is politics. Vast sums of money laundered into clean assets are funneled into political campaigns through sophisticated networks of shell corporations and straw donors. These are not bribes paid in cash-filled envelopes. They are legitimate, tax-deductible donations to super PACs and political parties, buying something far more valuable than a specific favor: influence and access. When a friendly politician is in office, regulations can be subtly weakened, and investigations can be quietly stalled. The second pillar is legitimate business. Lucas Jr.'s organization controls a staggering portfolio of legal enterprises, luxury real estate developments, private equity firms, high-end restaurant chains. First, they are industrial-scale washing machines for drug money. Illicit profits are invested, mixed with legitimate revenue, and emerge as clean, taxable income. A real estate company can overstate construction costs. A restaurant can report higher cash sales than it actually made, seamlessly absorbing millions in dirty money. It becomes almost impossible for financial investigators to untangle the clean from the criminal. The profits are measured in billions, the businesses look legitimate, and the leaders remain untouchable. But this empire of digital transactions and political influence has a very real, very physical cost. The money that flows into Frank Lucas Jr.'s encrypted wallets begins its journey in the veins of ordinary people across America. Every Bitcoin transaction represents a life spiraling out of control, a family being torn apart, a community grappling with a public health crisis. The efficiency of his digital marketplace has made deadly drugs like fentanyl more accessible, more potent, more widespread than ever before. It is a river of poison flowing silently into the heart of the country. The sheer scale of the suffering is difficult to comprehend. We see the statistics, tens of thousands of overdose deaths each year. The reality is found in small towns where hope has been replaced by despair, and in overwhelmed hospital emergency rooms. His innovation has been a death sentence for a generation. While Frank Lucas Jr. represents the future of crime, other empires are built on older, more traditional foundations. For 30 years, Matteo Messina Denaro was a ghost of a different sort. As the heir to the infamous Sicilian Cosa Nostra, he was the last of the old-school superbosses. His power wasn't derived from code, but from something deeper and more primal. Fear loyalty, a deep-rooted presence in the territory he controlled. He was less a CEO and more like a monarch, ruling a kingdom built on extortion violence, a code of silence known as omerta. His empire was a shadow that fell over the entire island of Sicily. Denaro's method of staying untouchable was one of almost complete invisibility. For 3 decades he was just a figment. No one had a current photograph of him. He communicated not through encrypted apps but through pizzini, tiny, handwritten notes passed through a loyal chain of messengers. This ancient method, honestly, proved remarkably effective against modern surveillance. While authorities were trying to hack phones and intercept emails, Denaro was operating on a system they just couldn't penetrate. The capture of Matteo Messina Denaro in a private health clinic in 2023 felt like the end of an era. His capture marked the fall of a king, but the kingdom of organized crime had already moved on, adopting new models that are even harder to dismantle. The landscape of global crime is, honestly, just packed with a wild mix of characters, each one a master in their own world. In Mexico, the Sinaloa cartel is still going strong, even after the dramatic capture of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Zambada is the ultimate untouchable. A top-level trafficker for over 50 years, never spent a single day in prison. A phantom, reportedly a hermit in the mountains of Sinaloa, running a multi-billion-dollar fentanyl cocaine empire through a tight circle of lieutenants. Then, Dawood Ibrahim, boss of D Company in Mumbai, a different kind of kingpin. Wanted for the 1993 Bombay bombings, a fugitive for decades, reportedly protected by Pakistan's intelligence agency. His empire spans narcotics, arms trafficking, illegal betting, film financing and Bollywood. Semion Mogilevich, the man the FBI calls the most dangerous mobster, operates out of Moscow, a boss of bosses with a PhD in economics. His power comes from high-level financial crimes, complex international financial fraud, and his ability to move billions through shell companies. From Dubai's penthouses to Dublin's boxing rings to Moscow's corridors of power, the untouchables have spun a globe-spanning web. The modern criminal empire? It's totally borderless now. Its leaders are jet-setters and master networkers using globalization to their advantage. Take Rafael Imperiale, for example. He's an Italian Camorra boss who ran a massive cocaine trafficking operation out of Dubai, living it up in a city of skyscrapers and supercars. Dubai became a safe haven, a neutral ground for global operations out of reach from European authorities. He lived openly, investing in real estate, running businesses, and even owning 2 stolen Van Gogh paintings. In Dublin, the Kinahan group, led by Daniel Kinahan, evolved from a local cartel to a billion-dollar transnational enterprise. Kinahan used sports washing, rebranding as a top boxing promoter and setting up major matches. He mingled with celebrities and sports stars, trying to clean his money and reputation in public. Semion Mogilevich, the man the FBI calls the most dangerous mobster, operates out of Moscow, a boss of bosses with a PhD in economics. His power comes from high-level financial crimes, complex international financial fraud and gas deals. He's untouchable due to political connections in Russia and his ability to move billions through shell companies. It's honestly tough to wrap your head around just how massive the wealth of these criminal empires really is. Their fortunes aren't just big, they're on a scale that rivals entire countries. Take the Sinaloa cartel, for example. It's estimated they rake in more than $20 billion a year. To put that in perspective, look at this. Iceland, Jamaica. Frank Lucas Jr.'s digital drug empire pulls in profits on par with a Fortune 500 company, and it all happens without taxes, without regulations, without anyone to answer to except their own leadership. That kind of staggering wealth creates a gravitational pull. When a criminal group has more cash than a national government, they can outspend the state on weapons, tech, the best talent out there, top accountants, lawyers, computer scientists. They can afford to corrupt officials at every level, local cops, up to cabinet ministers. In some parts of Mexico, the cartels basically act as the government, providing social services and their own version of justice, backed by a budget that totally dwarfs the official local governments. Dawood Ibrahim's D Company, real estate, shipping, entertainment. You can't even calculate its true net worth, but estimates put it in the many billions. When an organization's wealth outpaces the very institutions meant to police it, the whole balance of power shifts. They're not just breaking the law anymore. They're creating their own economic reality, where their profits are guaranteed, and their power is, well, absolute. The rest of us, we're just living in it.